Welcome back, guys, to the Jake Ellenbogen channel. I'm, of course, Jake Ellenbogen, and today it's a little interesting video, and it's a what-if video, and it's kind of like I need you to kind of be with me on this, okay? I'm not saying this is 100% going to happen. I'm not saying it 100% should happen. I'm not even saying 100% that it's possible, but Deshaun Watson has decided to kind of not really lash out, but show his frustrations towards the Houston Texans, and rightfully so. Multiple reports are out there about him not answering his phone, trying to get Eric Bieniemy as the head coach and having, the organization turn him down. He's not entirely happy with the Nick Caserio move at the GM spot. I don't think he's very happy about Nick Easterby being there. So there's a lot going on in Houston, and rightfully so. This is a team that is picking third in the draft, but has to relinquish that pick due to the trade they made for Laramie Tunsil, and that is going to go to Miami. So very interesting stuff here. And this is going to be a Rams video because I just feel like that's kind of where we're trending right now. I'm going to still obviously make NFL content, but I know, the most of my subscribers are Rams fans, so I'm definitely going to not cater to you guys, but I definitely want to let you guys know that you're important. So with Deshaun Watson, what can you say about him? He's 24 years old. He has a contract until 2026, and he's getting paid a lot of money. He signed a 4-year, $156 million deal very recently. It was actually right before this season. So what is happening? What is going on? Right now, Deshaun Watson doesn't sound like he wants to be a Houston Texan, and I can't really blame him. I like Nick Caserio. I think he's going to do a nice job with the Texans, but let's be honest here. They don't have picks. They really don't have much to build on. Deshaun Watson is almost their entire cap space, and it sounds to me like they've already kind of lost him, at least, the vision in this team. Deshaun Watson was seen walking off the field for the last time this season with J.J. Watt saying basically he's sorry, they should have been better, they should have won 11 games. Well, unfortunately, Deshaun Watson and company did not do that. I think here's the problem. He gets paid $39 million per year. He was due $73 million guaranteed at signing. And, well, he's a free agent in 2026. But the thing here is that it all started with Bill O'Brien. When Bill O'Brien decided to trade away, or you could argue Easterby was part of it as well, decided to trade away the number one receiver on this roster and potentially the number one in the league in DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Watson definitely was not happy about that. Rightfully so. This team decided to trade him for David Johnson and a second-round pick. Again, not something to be happy about. David Johnson's a running back. Running backs have become somewhat expendable in this league. For most people, I actually am a little higher on them than the consensus. But here's the issue: this team didn't win. This team took a major step back, and this team didn't look like the Texans that were in the playoffs the year prior. Not only that, made some noise in the playoffs, won a playoff game. So here's Deshaun Watson signing a 4-year deal, managed to this team. Definitely you're thinking long-term, this is the guy. He's thinking long-term, this is my home. And now this starts to happen. And this is not the first time I've seen something like this. But for a 24-year-old superstar, this is definitely something huge. So why did I say this is a Rams video? Well, you saw the title. The Rams could acquire Deshaun Watson. I'm not saying they will. I'm not saying they won't. I'm saying they could. It wouldn't be easy, but let's start off. It would have to start off with Jared Goff and his contract. So right off the bat, Houston would have to basically relinquish Deshaun Watson for Jared Goff, and the Rams would likely have to trade away a bunch of picks. Perhaps the Rams trade Jared Goff to another team, get more picks. I don't know. Either way, Jared Goff would have to be off the books for the Rams to even do this. Now, for a while, we've been told that it's really impossible to get rid of Jared Goff. It's impossible, right? You can't. He has a potential out in 2023. You have an $8.6 million dead cap hit. That is a potential out. However, when you look at it, and this is per Spotrac, if he is traded, say, before March, if he is traded before June, then all of a sudden that dead cap in 2021 is $22 million. If he is traded after that, the dead cap in 2022 is $15.4 million. And there's a 2021 cap savings of $27.8 million. The really interesting thing here is the fact that in 2020, if he is traded pre-June 1st, he is going to give a negative $21 million cap savings. So obviously that's going to be a hit. And it's going to be $50 million. That can't happen because we're already past that point. We're into 2021, no longer 2020. So you'd be looking at the first thing I was telling you about. So that doesn't sound too bad. People act like if he gets traded, it's going to be a $70 million cap hit. No. Before June 1st, it's $22.2 million in cap, and they actually saved $12.4 million. Crazy enough, right? That doesn't sound like that's possible. Not with what you've heard. Post June 1st, which would be before the season even still, the Rams would incur dead cap of $6.8 million in 2021, and 2022 would be $15.4, with a cap savings of $27.8 million in that same season. So this upcoming year. Now you move over to 2022. If they were to trade Jared Goff pre-June 1st, dead cap 15.4, cap savings 16.9, and if they do it post-June 1st, it's a $6.8 million 2022 dead cap. 2023 is 8.6, with a 2022 cap savings of $25.5 million. What am I telling you right now? I'm telling you that there's a chance that Jared Goff isn't that hard to trade away. I know that sounds crazy. I know it's hard to believe. But there's a chance that Jared Goff is not going to be that hard to trade away. It's not going to be easy. He is not going to be easy. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it's doable to trade away that contract. And first off, Jared Goff doesn't have a no-trade clause. There's wide speculation around the league that Deshaun Watson, who has a no-trade clause, wants to be traded. So obviously he would waive that said no-trade clause. Here's an interesting thing. If you think $22 million is a lot of dead cap, the Rams already have $21.8 million of dead cap for Brandon Cooks. They've traded away somebody with the almost the same exact number of a cap hit. Todd Gurley, 9.2. So, interestingly enough, this thing is pretty wide open. So where does Deshaun Watson come in? What is this video? I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Well, the reason I said Deshaun Watson is the Rams are kind of in a weird position here. And let's first realize that if you're a Rams fan, you're lucky to be in a position because I've said it. You have two starting quarterbacks on your team, Jared Goff and John Wolford. The only problem is Jared Goff's contract doesn't actually match up to his play. John Wolford is obviously very manageable. Now, Deshaun Watson is kind of a rarity. You don't see a player like this young, this special, and really adapt to this style of game because, let's face it, mobile quarterbacks are everything in this league. You don't see normally a guy like that get away or try to push himself. I've seen it before, but not quite this young. Deshaun Watson is an absolute superstar. So, you may like Jared Goff. You may like John Wolford. But at the end of the day, if Les Snead has, what is it? They've gone 4 years without selecting in the first round. If Les Snead has gotten used to that, Sean McVay's gotten used to that, who's to say Les Snead won't go out and make the ballsy move again? They've traded first rounders for a bunch of players. They've traded first rounders for Brandon Cooks. They've traded first rounders for Jalen Ramsey. They went out and got Jared Goff. They've shown you they'll trade first rounders. Now, people saying that, well, this could arguably 3 first rounders, a second rounder, and a third rounder. Well, Jared Goff's was not far off from that. And Jared Goff was an unproven quarterback coming out of Cal. He had never played an NFL snap, and the Rams went up and traded the farm to get him. John Robinson made a great trade for the Titans. The Rams have been picking without first rounders and nailing the draft. They've been getting guys like Jordan Fuller, 6th round. They've been getting steals like that. That's what's kept them afloat. And they can continue to do that. But here's the thing. Every once in a while, you get an opportunity. The Saints got the opportunity to go get Drew Brees after the Chargers gave up on him with the whole shoulder injury. I mean, he was older, but the Broncos had an opportunity to go out and get Peyton Manning. That obviously worked out. It doesn't happen very often when a guy like this becomes available. But if the Rams can do it, I don't put it past them that they wouldn't consider it. Luckily, if you're a Rams fan, you know Les Snead has gone out and he has made bold decisions. But when you talk about a team that arguably has a Super Bowl ready team, they have the best defense in all of football, and right now the only thing you worry about is the quarterback position and maybe the offensive line. Well, what combats that? Having a superstar quarterback and having a quarterback that can run and get out of the pocket like Deshaun Watson can, which nullifies that offensive line issue. How does it nullify it? He's been playing with a lot worse in Houston. Imagine putting Deshaun Watson in an offense that has Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, Malcolm Brown, Gerald Everett, Tyler Higbee, not Brandon Cooks. He just had Brandon Cooks. Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, Josh Reynolds. Now, likely a lot of those players won't be back. Josh Reynolds, Gerald Everett, what have you. But the point is, he would be with Sean McVay. Everyone wondering what Sean McVay is doing. They don't realize that he's being held back by Jared Goff. He can't call the things he wants to call. You might be right about the deep threat thing, because if you got Deshaun Watson, you'd be after a deep threat in a heartbeat. Deshaun Watson with your defense, assuming you're able to keep Brandon Staley, and the weapons, now signing not only Cooper Kupp, but I keep calling him Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods for the next 4 years. Because that's what they did. And having Tyler Higbee signed long-term. And drafting Cam Akers. Imagine having Deshaun Watson with those players. Imagine having Deshaun Watson and being able to arguably say that the Rams have the best quarterback in the NFC West. I'm not saying he's 100% better than Russell Wilson, but I'm saying it would be an argument. Whereas right now, the argument is, do the Rams have the worst quarterback in the NFC West? I think they probably have a better quarterback than the 49ers, but it's been an argument. This wouldn't be an argument. Deshaun Watson would bring them over the hump. He is, and he absolutely fits the mold of a mobile quarterback, a dual-threat quarterback that is taking over the league in a wave. And if you think Deshaun Watson has hit his ceiling yet, wait until he gets into a Sean McVay offense with the weapons he has and a defense that can get him multiple possessions a game like the way this Rams defense has done this year. So, I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson is going to be a Ram, but what I am saying is that it's doable. The Texans, do they want to trade him? That's the question. Because Obviously, I don't think they want to trade him, but will they have any choice whether or not will they have to trade him? Have they ruined that relationship? That's the first thing. Can that relationship be salvaged? Personally, I don't know. But I'll tell you this. I wouldn't be shocked if the relationship was ruined. I wouldn't be shocked if they fractured the relationship. I would not. This team did not win when it needed to. Deshaun Watson has made that very clear, going back to the mic'd up segment that I mentioned earlier with J.J. Watt. He made it very clear that he felt they should have been an 11-win team. He's not answering the calls. The last person you want to piss off is a 25-year-old franchise quarterback that is the face of your franchise. But it looks like this front office did just that. So, they might have to actually trade Deshaun Watson. They might have to start over. And Nick Caserio coming in here probably has no idea what he can do. He signed a 5-year deal as the general manager. Bill O'Brien has destroyed this team. This team, which was once beating Buffalo in the playoffs last year and giving Kansas City a run for their money, now sits at the 3rd spot with no pick whatsoever. It's pretty crazy how that just changed overnight. And next year, like the Rams, the Texans have negative $21 million in cap space. So not only are they the 3rd worst team in the league according to the draft order, not only that, but they don't have cap space to even do that. So I don't know personally how the Texans would make it work on their end, but if they have to trade Deshaun Watson, they're going to have to figure it out. The Rams, however, if they were to trade Jared Goff, you're still looking at, Deshaun Watson would save them about $1 million in cap, would be under $20 million in cap. They'd probably have to sign, or they'd probably have to get rid of Michael Brockers. They'd have to cut Michael Brockers, Rob Havenstein, and then likely do restructures of Kupp, Woods, Whitworth, whatever you could do, and that would get you under the cap. For those asking me about John Johnson III, I just don't see him coming back. This is a really tough cap spot. And look, I understand. I'm a big draft guy myself. Do I love the draft? Absolutely. Would I love to watch the Rams pick in the 1st round again? Yes, I would. But you don't turn down Deshaun Watson if you can actually get Deshaun Watson. I don't know if the Rams can actually get him, but there's a path to doing that. The numbers can be made to work out. It's more so Houston, if they trade Deshaun Watson, can they survive that penalty? That I can't tell you. But at the end of the day, it's an interesting predicament here. It's one that doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it raises your eyebrow. I'm trying to make a video every single day for you guys, and I really couldn't think of a video, and then this news came up, and I just had to make the video on it. Again, how lucky are Rams fans right now being able to have 2 starting quarterbacks, being in the playoffs, and still talking, and kind of greedy, honestly. I'm pretty greedy in a sense, the fact that I'm even talking about acquiring Deshaun Watson. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Look, I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed, but Deshaun Watson with the Rams would literally be lights out. Sean McVay, look who's on his team right now. John Wolford, mobile. Blake Bortles, mobile. Bryce Perkins, mobile. He didn't draft Jared Goff. Jared Goff was here when he came. Sean Mannion was here when he came. He did add Brandon Allen, who's also mobile. So clearly Sean McVay, based on who he's grabbed since he became the head coach of the Rams, he likes a mobile quarterback. I don't think Sean McVay would be complaining if Les Snead came up to him and said, "Hey, Sean, we parted with Jared Goff, but we got Deshaun Watson." Hate to break it to you, but I don't think anybody would be complaining about doing that. So again, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe if you did, and be sure to check out the AJ show. It's coming very soon, very soon. Be sure to give that a subscription, because that's going to go live when we go live. And don't forget about the $50 Amazon gift card giveaway. Just be sure to follow the instructions below in the description, and I will get that sent out to the winner of that. That's going to go on for a little bit, so you have some time. But again, thank you guys so much, and you guys take care.